be fair, that is my
Restream has notified me that the Bin podcast is live.
The Bin podcast has gone live. It is live.
There it is. Yay.
Make sure, if you guys can hear us, that you check out our new artwork, give us a like, and subscribe.
Smash that like button. Exclusive.
Hit the bell.
Smash it an uneven number of times.
Hit the bell.
Taco Bell. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends at Taco Bell.
The new beef crunchy wrap.
The new taco that has a taco inside of it flavored like a taco.
With Fritos in their tacos.
Yo, them Fritos is fucking plain before I start joking.
They've been discontinued.
In the UK.
No, the Frito burrito has been discontinued from whatever chain they did them in.
Oh, wow.
There was a big controversy on the.
It shows you how often I don't go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, there was a big
Same as I don't drink LaCroix.
on the another podcast that I'm part of.
Laundry soap
share our
drink.
Twitch channel. Because we don't have a lot of people watching us on Twitch. Which is too bad.
Bridget, do you have your headphones not in?
I do. I have furniture being delivered right now because this is so last minute for me. So I'm just waiting on someone to knock on my door outside right now to just
Completely understandable.
playing right now.
As you can see, I had some wonderful furniture delivered about 3 weeks ago, and I'm enjoying this luxurious chair that I call the throne.
Ooh, I deserve it.
No one can see it because we're still on the starting screen.
That's right.
We're speaking amongst ourselves. And Brenna's headphones look really comfortable.
Alright, y'all ready to do this?
Yeah, man.
Let's fucking do this!
Do your thing, Mikey. Just do it.
I'm doing it.
Just
It's been
just do
done.
it.
I'm gonna have to immediately, right in the beginning of this, like put you guys on mute. So have
Understandable.
fun. Have fun. Give me just a moment.
Get yourself sorted.
How's she gonna just put us on mute? The hell? Like when someone calls you.
I heard that. I heard that. I came
Yeah,
back to let you know.
Mikey,
I heard
quit
that.
complaining.
Cortez, why would you say that to her? That is a guess. What is your problem? Get it together, bro. You're tripping.
Bad.
So welcome, internets. We're back. It's Thursday.
Internet.
Internet. It's Thursday, so that means it's bin day. It's been podcast day. How y'all feeling? I am Mikey Pham, and I'm joined here by Brenna. How are you, Brenna?
I'm doing great on our sunny Southern California
Did
day.
you take that picture?
I did. I took it. I got a new Mavic Air 2 drone, and I took this picture. It's a panoramic picture, which I love taking. This is, if you see downtown LA, I was at Pan Pacific Park in Brea.
Damn.
Yeah.
So Brenna gets on top of the drone, from what I understand, with a camera.
With my just a little point and shoot.
Saw those pictures. They were wonderful.
Thank you very
And
much.
then
had to
to my right, the man, the myth, the legend. They call him Wayne Maker.
He's a man.
I like to call him Big Hazelnut.
The big nut.
What a lovely intro. Yeah, hello.
I love it.
How are you, Wayne?
I'm good. Sitting pretty in Essex. And have you noticed anything different about my surroundings?
You have couches.
You put a couch in your kitchen.
No, I got a house to myself tonight.
Oh,
Oh,
the cat is away.
he's like, yeah, they're all gone. They're all gone.
That's why I had a salt beef and a pastrami bagel for my dinner tonight.
Oh,
Yeah,
you-
thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thanks, Wayne.
Sounds absolutely
Yeah,
disgusting.
dude.
Yes.
From the Basildon.
I like meat.
bagel
Come
shop.
on.
Yes, you do.
And
Sorry, can we
down,
clip that, Brennan?
starting at guard for the Chicago Bulls. He is down in the bottom left. Cortez. Mr.
Big
Shea.
Black.
Big Black. You want to
Big
show
boy.
off your merchandise there?
So, my company has partnered with a company somewhere else to create shirts, and this shirt is an athletic shirt that has all of the names of the people who have fallen to systemic racism in the United States and crimes against them. It stretches, it moves, it breathes. It's awesome, and this will never fade because these names are in the shirts. They're not printed on; they're in the shirt. So, if you guys need a shirt, if you guys need anything like that, hit us up on our Ben Podcast websites. Also check out our Patreon because you can find some really cool things there as well. Speaking of which those things go, check out Mr. Wayne Maker in the corner down there and the wonderful hat that he has on. And now,
Be informed now.
if you'd like to support us in that way, please leave a message, comment, hit our inboxes. We want to hook you guys up so you can be as fly as us. But I'm
Yeah, you can. They do eventually get shipped out to people, but it takes a bit of time.
He's all sluggish from the pastrami and ham sandwich he had.
Hey, we're just gonna do what every
Not
every
fair.
other shipping company does, and we're gonna blame the Rona.
It wasn't me being sluggish from the ham bagel. No, it was a salt beef bagel with pickles and mustard from
That's
the Basildon
disgusting.
Bagel Shop.
Why
Oh,
don't you just
beautiful.
eat a salt shaker?
You gotta come.
I'm
don't you come
Irish. Salted
to-
beef is like part of me.
Okay, so
Go to Chicago and get some real food.
I was about to say, I think we're gonna have to have. No, you wait a
Orange
minute.
County.
No, you wait a
Orange
minute. Miss
County has
Brenna.
better food.
You don't even know that.
Yes,
we
I
start-
do. I live here.
Are we starting
never
a civil
eaten-
war?
So when we have VinCon, I think VinCon should be in Chicago, so that you guys can have some Italian beefs, some deep dish, some Bosco sticks. Like there's a lot of Chicago
And square cut.
Right.
'Cause they have to have.
BinCon is going to be you and Cortez meeting up at someone's house. No one else is coming.
I don't see a problem with that.
Yo, if we have all the Italian beefs to ourselves, oh well.
Look,
Not the
there's
worst
way
thing that's
too
happened
much
to me.
food in Chicago for us to be barbecuing stuff.
Word. There's some good fast food here. We have a guest down in the corner, but she's not ready yet, so we will introduce her as time permits.
Absolutely.
Do we want to get the mid-roll out of the way in the beginning?
Yeah, why not?
Not the mid-roll then, is it?
It's not really mid roll.
It's a front
It's
roll.
it's.
I mean, it's
mo-
2:21. It kind of is supposed to be the mid-roll time.
Yes.
Well, everybody, as Cortez just graciously started us off, saying that if you want to support us, which you do, because we cannot do this without your support,
Exactly.
you go to patreon.com/thebinpodcast and become a patron. We actually have a new patron.
What?
Yeah, very excited to
You don't sound so
welcome.
surprised.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Just stomp on the
Um,
woman and her platform. Man, that's
Yeah,
messed up,
thanks.
Mike.
This is my only job.
The patriarchy is real.
Wow.
Oh, okay. We want to welcome David to the Patreon family.
Hey.
We have you are now family with Katerina, Stuart, Puffalopagus, Austin, Kristen, and Richard. Welcome. And if you want to get a shout out, you have to become a patron. So please join us on patreon.com/thebinpodcast. You can also like and share our videos and our Facebook page at The Bin Podcast. We are found on YouTube and Twitch and what else am I missing, Mikey?
Mixer is no longer a platform, so we're not on Mixer anymore because it died. But yes.
No more Mixer.
Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. Yes.
All right.
More to come.
So there we go. Find us on your various favorite platforms and like, share, and join our Patreon family. Thank you.
Do it.
And anyone on my Facebook, there's 1,400 of you. Fucking share it. Like it. Do something. Fuck's sake.
Do something with your day.
I'm sick of you saying, oh yeah, I watched some of it, but I didn't do any. Oh, fucking like it, you bastards.
There we go. How's that, David? He's saying my gain is down, and I just realized it was as low as possible. So I should be coming in better now. We have a few bullet points to tackle this afternoon/evening, depending on your location. First off, I want to raise a glass. I don't know what everybody's drinking, but Senator John Lewis.
May he rest in power.
Rest in power. Couldn't ask for a better person, a better advocate. Here's to
Chin
you.
chin.
Man. John Lewis was one of those kind of guys, like, learning about civil rights stuff that you heard about, but you didn't realize until way after the fact that it was him all along. Like, he's been involved in everything since its inception.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, and it's funny because everyone acts like the civil rights was so long ago. This dude was 80 and he was part of, like, this is literally like a generation, like my mom's generation, or my grandmother's generation. Like, that's how far removed we are from black people not being able to vote.
Yeah.
They're not having all the civil rights that they were supposed to have. So he was a major icon, especially in like the Selma marches and stuff like that. And like my mom actually went to his services. She was supposed to send me that footage, but she didn't. I was gonna play it for you guys. Maybe I'll put it on our Patreon page or Facebook or something like that. But massively influential man. Massively. No, I'm still quiet now. Fans going. They say, why do they hear it? Wayne, any thoughts? Any comments?
Well, I'm not as massively au fait with the man, being as I'm a Brit, but I understand how important his contributions were and how steadfast he was within the movement, and how consistent he was, and how much of a massive loss he is with regards to just the civil rights movement in itself. And again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be, again, as au fait as you guys are, because I'm in a different country.
Yeah.
But I've done my studying up on him and seen how much he meant and what he did, his achievements, and again, just consistency. I think this is something that we've got a very short-termism in modern life. And guys like him were just like, to quote Tony Benn, the late politician over here, you've got weather vanes and you've got signposts. He was a signpost. He weren't blowing in the wind. He was just a boom. This is it. This is the way we're going. And he stuck to that message and didn't waver, just kept going and achieved so much. In a very, very long and influential life. And if any of us can carve 1% of what he did, then we've done well.
Yeah, that's a major achievement to get at 1% of
Yeah,
John Lewis.
definitely.
Cortez, any remarks?
John Lewis was someone that we could all look up to. And I say this because he was someone that was a freedom fighter who turned to government and tried to make a change from the inside. And I think that if we had more people like him to represent those interests in government, we could get some change done. And I don't want to drag it out by talking about all the things that he did, but if you ever get a chance, go check out John Lewis and everything that he did since the civil rights movement all the way till to the day he passed away. The man literally dedicated his entire life to making ours better.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be right back, guys. I have an unexpected delivery.
Uh-oh. Better be Boost.
It is
Or
not,
pizza.
unfortunately.
Is it pizza?
It is neither, unfortunately.
Aw.
It's bills. It is drop-off bills now.
Yeah.
They trick you. They
Can
put it
do.
in a box.
I bet it's some Jeff Bezos thing that he's ordered and he forgot about it.
A Wish.com something that took like 13 years to get to him. You don't even remember
yeah.
what it is. Just surprised, like, what
Brennan?
is this?
Brennan, do you want to talk to this point?
About John Lewis,
Yeah.
you know, he's been one of those names that just continually pops up when we talk about civil rights, and there's a reason, right? He's been inside. He's been inside. He's been outside. He's seen everything. If we didn't have John Lewis, where would we be? If we didn't have these civil rights leaders continually being civil rights leaders from the very beginning to where we are now, where we're seeing another rise of civil rights and a desperate need for leadership and providing the citizenship, the government with insight. And he's one of those people who we turn to right now. And those icons are what we turn to right now. And it's rough to see such a changing of the guard like this, but we need it. We need the names, we need the deeds, we need, the work to be brought to light. And hearing what President Obama was saying at his memorial today was just heart-wrenching. Like, I was crying because this is what we need. And I'm hoping we all take the lessons from John Lewis and his contemporaries on moving forward with what we are doing here now in civil rights, not just among our Black and brown families, but the classes that we need to protect our LGBTQ plus. We need help with them. We need our women, our children, our immigrants. This is us. We need to be better. And John Lewis was one of those people who believed that we could be better.
Definitely.
Well
Crying.
said. Well
I'm gonna
said.
start crying.
That's fine. We're allowed to cry here. And it's I don't want to say it's a sad day. Well, I mean, he died a week ago now, but it is good to remember the deeds of other people, especially when they're done by somebody so influential and someone who was so steadfast in his activism. So, I think I tried to look up how many times he was arrested. He was arrested like hundreds of times. Hundreds of times.
I think
And yet he still fought. He continued to be a fighter.
at times like this, you've got to look at the prophetic words of Joni Mitchell. You don't know what you've got till it's gone.
Yeah.
It's we all look at people who fight the good fight on our behalf, and we support them and say, "Oh, you're going to be there forever." And when they're gone, it's like, "Oh, why didn't I do more?" Because they were doing it for us. They were doing it as our proxy.
Yep.
And this is the thing, right? We don't want to get to a point where we go, "Oh, so and so's doing this." Like take Bernie Sanders. Yeah, he's doing this, but he's not going to be president. So what do? We need to build up the next Bernie Sanders, or we need to be the next Bernie Sanders. We need to make sure that when these people prop up in our lives, that we need to support them. We need to give them their backing, and we need to get them to a point where they can make a difference. We make a difference by helping them make a difference. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're all the foundations of that pyramid, and the pinnacle of that pyramid is that person that can go toe to toe with these establishment institutions, where we can actually say, no, we need to make a change. We all believe it. This is our figurehead, and we need to get behind them, and we need to appreciate them at the same time, because these people who are going to be that consistent and that driven, that one mind focus, this is what I want to do, this is the change that I need to make. They're the people that get to do it when we're going to just do our jobs, going to put food on the table, getting distracted by sport. There are people out there that are driven to make sure that these inequalities are sorted out, whilst we can still do our jobs, whilst we can still support our families, whilst we can enjoy our lives. There are people out there that want to make sure that we get everything that we deserve on an equal and even keel. But what we don't want to do is get complacent. We need to make sure we keep driving and stay consistent. Like our podcast, we're staying consistent because we want to get somewhere, and consistency is where it needs to be. You need to keep doing that shit day in, day out.
So just from his wiki, right? This is just his early life and education. It's like 6 or 7 sentences, right? So John Robert Lewis was born on February 21st, 1940. A long time ago. Just outside Troy, Alabama. The third of 10 children of Willie Mae and Eddie Lewis. His parents were sharecroppers in rural Pike County, Alabama. As a boy, Lewis aspired to be a preacher. At age 5, he was preaching to his family's chickens on the farm. As a young child, Lewis had little interaction with white people. By the time he was 6, Lewis had seen only 2 white people in his life. As he grew older, he began taking trips into town with his family, where he experienced racism and segregation, such as at the public library in Troy. Lewis had relatives who lived in northern cities, and he learned from them that the North had integrated schools, buses, businesses. When Lewis was 11, an uncle took him on a trip to Buffalo, New York, making him more acutely aware of Troy's segregation. So he was born in 40. This is in 1955, Lewis first heard Martin Luther King Jr. on the radio, and he closely followed King's Montgomery bus boycott later that year. At age 15, he preached his first public sermon. Lewis met Rosa Parks when he was 17 and met King for the first time when he was 18. Lewis graduated from the American Baptist Theological Seminary in Nashville, Tennessee, when he was ordained as a Baptist minister. He then received a bachelor's degree in religion and philosophy from Fisk University. He was a member of the Phi Beta Sigma fraternity. Lewis now received a driver's license until he was in his 40s and was driven around by Grant Lewis, his younger brother. That's the simplicity of this man. When you meet Rosa at 17 and you meet MLK at 18, and you can't be bothered to get a license because you're so focused on other things, it says a lot about the man. It says a lot.
Especially because he got such a high education without having a license. That means a lot. Because he was focused and he wanted to be, he was who he represented. Now, let's take what John Lewis stood for, which was equality, equity, civil rights, and move ourselves forward into making sure that we are registered to vote. Yep. Everybody needs to go. It doesn't matter if you think you're cool, if you know that everything's fine. Go check Make sure you are registered to vote. Make sure all the information is entirely accurate. Because one false thing, one period that's in the wrong spot can get you kicked off of voter rolls, especially now that we're going to start.
Don't give them an excuse. Do not give them an excuse.
Make sure everything is set. Make sure that you are registered as an absentee voter as well. It's not just whether or not the government is going to allow you. You need to make sure that you're registered as an absentee voter. It is your right to vote the way that you see fit. So these are the things you need to make sure you are registered to vote, make sure everything's accurate, and make sure that you're signed up as absentee ballot. You do not have to vote absentee ballot, but you need to be registered it because of what we're going to talk about in just a few minutes.
Segue.
Why you need to make sure your voting is up. And for those who cannot vote, you are voting for those who cannot vote. You are voting for the immigrants that cannot vote. You are voting for the children who cannot vote. You are voting for those who have had their voting rights stripped away, because this is your duty as a voter. And I have believed this since before I could even vote, that your duty as a citizen, as an American, or wherever you happen to be living, your duty is to vote.
It's an obligation.
It should be a requirement. That's how I feel. It should be, we should be vote, even if your voting is not voting, like actually saying I don't vote for anything, abstain, you need to check that box.
You just show up and check the box.
You need to show up. It's for those who need your help, who need you to vote for them. If it's something that you care about, vote for them.
Well said.
I've been involved in politics since I was a kid. So voting has always been part of my like we've talked about voting, we've talked about government, we've talked about for a long time. So this is very important to me. I've always been an advocate for voting. Vote, 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 vote. Teenagers who are, I believe, 17 or will be 18, you need to register to vote. Now. Today.
You ain't doing
right
shit.
now.
You ain't doing shit.
Right
Go do it.
this now. The sooner you get it done, the sooner it better we can not worry about it later.
Full disclosure, I just wrote in a Zoom call chat. I love Brenna's passion. I absolutely love this.
One thing that I care about is
it's just something I wanted while you was talking. I didn't want to interrupt you, so I thought I'd just send it in the chat. But no, that's beautiful, because the thing is, this is probably the most important vote in America that it's going to be for some time, because let's face it, like, we're all anti-Trump, but we're anti-Trump because of the fact he's a bit of a dickhead. He doesn't really know what he's doing, and
thought you used another B word real quick.
I was like, oh, say it.
Say that.
He's a xenophobe. He's a racist. He's just fucking pandering to America. That kind of fucking person who will sit there and chop up an American flag and make it into like a t-shirt or a bandana or whatever, which goes against the fucking flag code. Oh yeah, remember that?
Under rules.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on the damn flag code. These motherfuckers, like, having been in JROTC all 4 years of high school, Mage and Master Gunny Sergeant would fuck me up if I did half that shit with the flag that these people do. That is not a respectful way to present the flag. You do not put it into clothing. You don't wear the flag.
Yeah. So people complain about people burning the flag, but you wear it as a fucking pair of budgie smugglers. You what?
Baji smugglers.
Hey Wayne, I bet you guys don't do that with the Union Jack, but we do.
We do, because we don't give a fuck. It's a flag. Who gives a shit?
They put it on the side mirrors on the Mini Cooper.
Austin Powers car.
They put it
Austin
on the
Powers
roof
car.
of the Mini.
The thing is, all of these like symbolistic things that we have, flags, monarchies, it's all bollocks. It's
Yeah.
all bollocks.
Yeah.
If you want to put a picture of Lizzie on a bit of a paper, call it a pound note, but you do it on like a side of a car, oh, that's disrespectful. Bollocks. It's all
My favorite one is her with the waves.
Oh, Jesus.
She got butters, bro.
The whole thing
360.
is like this symbolism is just nonsense. Just stop it. Just calm the fuck down. It means nothing. It's not hurting you. But at the same time, address your hypocrisy. So you want to talk about respecting the flag, respect the flag code. Okay? Be consistent.
I'm all about
But-
law and order, except for when it doesn't agree with
Apply
what I
to
already,
me.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah.
except for when it disagrees with what I already had planned.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, pre-show we discussed the Jade Helm 16 thing that was going on back in the day, where it was martial law. The troops would come in, tell us what to do and all that. Oh, but when it's protesters that are left wing, oh yeah, we're fine about that.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
Bring in the
a
troops.
motor van? Yeah, fucking send them in. Just chuck them in the back of the van, rough them up, drop them
Yeah.
off somewhere, battered. It's fine.
Yeah.
But if they're Americans, if they're
Yeah. Americans, and they
Republican.
get a little bruise on their head. It's chaos. It's evil.
the rank hypocrisy is just
Ugh. Sorry.
it's astounding.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brenna, would you like to do a segue?
You can't ask her to do a segue. She just gotta.
I already did one. You just messed it all up.
Way to go, nerd.
Yeah, seriously. We were going to get into voting and absentee and
Trump wants to
what do
delay
we
the-
got?
Trump wants to delay the election.
Which he can't.
Yeah, because I was delaying the segue.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
bars.
let me input on this.
Yes.
It's against everything that we have in democracy for a sitting ruler.
President. Don't call him a ruler. Fuck out of
He
here.
thinks he's a ruler.
Chief executive.
Tyrant.
For this person to think that they can delay the election. By delaying the election, you increase your term as president, which is not legal. There's laws in place to stop you from having a longer term. You're circumventing the law and the Constitution.
Actually, what it does is if he does delay it, he still has to be out by January 20th, right? 25th,
Yeah.
something around there. He has to still be out. So he can call for the delay of the election, but that doesn't mean he's still leaving. He still has to be out of the Oval Office, which means that the Congress gets to choose who takes that succession.
So here's the thing. Us not having a president, does that destabilize this nation?
We haven't had a president for 3.5 years.
And the nation.
How's that doing for us?
It's a destabilized nation.
I believe the Congress will put forward if this happens, which it will not, because nobody will agree to it.
Yeah, but to be fair, Nancy Pelosi's a bit of a lapdog, isn't she? She'll do whatever.
She won't. No, she's
You
an
reckon?
No, she'll make sure that if he does actually call for it or try to
But
put an executive order,
But
she will stop it.
She signed off on a lot of stuff that he's wanted.
This will not be one of them. She's a constitutional person.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is she signed off on like the expansion of the military budget, hasn't she?
A lot of people have.
A lot of people have. No, I'm asking about her specifically.
Well,
I think, the fucked up thing about the way the American government works is they always take whatever you like and whatever you're pushing towards, and they will attach it to something that they like. So you're not going to get what you want unless we both get what we want.
Mm.
It happens a lot. It's a lot of wheeling and dealing, but this is not a wheel and deal. This is constitutional, and you're going to see a lot of pushback about this. But it's not like he's not trying to either delay the election, or he already has said that the absentee ballots will cause the election to be rigged, which I'm going to say this is absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
Just
Strong take.
I'm not even like, this isn't even like phasing me. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
There is first thing, especially here where I live in Orange County, Republican voters are more consistent using absentee ballots. They are the ones that get them done early. They're the ones that send them out. They're consistent every election. Our Republican our voters use the absentee ballot system regularly.
Brenna,
Is this that silent majority?
Wait.
They're not silent.
For the interest of balance, is that anecdotal, or do you have any data to back that up?
Every election, you'll see that the Republican ballots, because you can actually track who the ballots are.
So that's publicly available that we can.
Yes.
Yeah.
So every voting cycle, you will actually show who registered voter, like registered as Republicans, non-party preference, and Democrats. It will show who sends their ballots in and when.
The reason I ask is I didn't want it to be sort of like,
No.
oh, my mate said this, and
that's why I'm going for in Orange County, because it is data. Every election, every single candidate that I know of has always started using that as a way to gauge who they're supposed to target to get their ballots and their voting out. So that's why I brought it in to Orange County, because that's the information I know more. And like I've said, I've been very interested in voting for a long time. So it's been consistent. It's been early. So at least for Orange County and other more Republican.
do you have any links that we can put in the show notes just to?
I will find information on that. That will show. Yeah.
Because what I don't want us to do is like become proprietors of fake news. You know, I want us to be able, if we have an opinion, let's make it an opinion. If we state a fact, let's make sure that we.
This is not an opinion.
This is not an opinion.
I know that. But
How dare you say that was her opinion and not a fact?
I'm talking to the wider audience. I'm saying that let's be consistent.
For sure. And honestly, I'm going to put up our Discord link if you guys want to jump in our Discord. All of our extensive links that are long articles, that are long reads. We're not going to bore everybody on our Facebook page. We're just going to show the kittens and the puppies and all the other fun stuff.
With that being said,
but if you hop into our Discord, you will be able to see all of our in-depth articles. You can get a real feel for all the articles that we use during the show.
If you're just now joining us in the middle of the show, we're talking about the voter registration as well as absentee ballots and mail-in ballots. And what Mikey has just talked about was joining us on our Discord. That is where we have conversations. I wouldn't say around the clock, but we are in and out through all times of the day. Being as how we have multiple time zones across the globe, you'll always find one of us monitoring the things that are said. So join us on our Discord, jump in there, click that link, and talk to us in there. You can say almost whatever you want. Almost.
Almost.
Back to Brenna.
Yes. So there's one thing that Trump is doing really to try to suppress voting. I mean, there's a lot that we can talk about, just little things, But the absentee ballot, not just basically saying that the absentee ballot is the way to rig an election. That's one way. He's also slowing down the postal service. He is, as we know, he's trying to privatize it, which would slow it down. So he's defunding it slowly. So that makes it harder for people to vote safely, because you know what? We're in the middle of a global pandemic, which is killing people. Killing people.
People have died from coronavirus. Can you think of anybody, I don't know, in the last couple of days that might have died from the coronavirus after visiting a Trump rally?
Well,
maybe somebody can enlighten me, because I'm very confused.
I can definitely do that, because this is a point of contention that I've had for quite some time. Trump had scheduled a rally in Tulsa on the eve of Juneteenth, and he subsequently moved it back one day because of the backlash that was being heard around the interwebs.
Wait. What the hell is Juneteenth?
Yeah,
Juneteenth is the final slave was purportedly released from slavery in the United States. That's when the Emancipation Proclamation made its way to Texas, where the last slave was.
Freedom Day.
That's the day of independence for the Africans that were enslaved that became African Americans, black people in the United States. So this was moved. Herman Cain, who was a very interesting figure in the history of elections, because Herman Cain has been used against President Obama more than once. First, he was used against President Obama in Illinois, and then he was used against President Obama as he was running for president for a second term.
No, you're thinking of Herman Keyes.
Herman Keyes, Alan Keyes.
Alan
Keyes.
Keyes.
So they used Alan Keyes and Herman Cain against this man?
They was trying all the HC combinations.
Wow. So Keyes and so Cain, just like Keyes, was moved to run for president in the 2011 election before he subsequently quit the election. And to run against Obama to sway black people who are moderate to vote for him on the Republican side instead of Obama, because the Republicans at the time, the GOP, believed that people were only voting for Obama because he was black. So their course of action was to let's give them a real black man, 100% real black. He loves fried chicken. They actually said this. He went to the rally to support Trump and be one of the panelists. And him and 8 other high-ranking GOP officials got coronavirus, and they were diagnosed with it and tested positive. His official Twitter page had him complaining of not being able to breathe, and then having oxygen seeping from his lungs, and then having fluid in his lungs, pneumonia, which is all symptoms of coronavirus. And he passed away unceremoniously last night. I am not going to defame his memory, but what I will say is this.
Fuck him, I will.
Stop being dumb. Stop being dumb. This is not a Democratic hoax. This is not something that's used to help the Democrats win the election in any election. This is a real virus. It's global. It's not localized in America. If they came up with the New Hampshire disease, I would understand. But this is global. Other countries have shut down to eradicate this virus. This country is the only country that refuses to abide by these things. They believe that it's against their constitutional rights.
No, it's not.
It's ridiculous. It's not the only country?
We're like over there, hold my beer.
So what I'm saying is we have been put on a lot of countries' blacklist to where we can't travel to those countries because the countries won't let us in because of the amount of people who just don't care that there's a virus going on and that they don't want to take precautions for it. And I think that someone who is dealing with the backlash a little bit more than we are here in Illinois is Brenna, being where she is at, and the fact that they keep shutting down. So Brenna, I'm gonna pass it to you.
Oh yeah. So of course, we all have most of these anti-mask Karens, as we have lovingly be called them.
You can't say that. That's racist.
have really come from Orange County, or have been greatly influenced. We had one anti-masker tried to go on a Southwest airline, and I'll find the article for you guys, or whatever information is out there, and they wouldn't allow her on without a mask on. This is the same type of person who goes to these grocery stores looking for a fight. So our numbers are rising, as you guys would predict. Our deaths are rising, as you would predict, and nobody seems to care except for my wonderful mayor, who really has been consistent about having a mask on policy.
Mayor Quimby.
I was gonna say that too. I was like, Simpsons mayor. What the fuck was his name? And then you said Quimby. I was like, damn it.
My mayor has been very good.
There's nothing to fear from this pandemic.
But my mayor has been really great about being consistent and keeping it not bending to pressure, which is very smart. Which are of course, if I don't know if anybody follows Orange County politics, I barely, I hate it. It's insane. But our board of supervisors flipped on going from don't wear a mask, it's not necessary, to, oh yeah, you need to wear a mask, or we'll suggest wearing a mask, or too late, guys.
Well, late now, I should say.
Too late. You guys were stupid, and you guys bended to the pressures of your donors in order to get money from them because you were anti-mask. Not only that, but now we're getting money. That's all that they care about. And so now we're talking about whether or not to open up the schools. So far, nobody's been too adamant about opening the schools. And of course, I know that because I've worked with teachers before in public education, the teachers won't go back. It's unsafe. So they'll
why are they so keen to get people or kids back to school? Because they want people to go back to offices. Why do they want people to go back to offices? Because that means that real estate is being used. The realization is that we can work remotely means that all this big infrastructure, offices and stuff is redundant. Yeah. We can use Zoom calls. We can use the internet. All this stuff is redundant.
Yes.
I have actually been talking to a friend of mine who has a insurance company, and he said that his company has run smoother during the coronavirus because of Zoom calls, in meetings, and emailing texts and electronic signatures, and that his company's run smoother and things have been more on time and more in place than they have ever been. He's actually made more money during the pandemic than he ever made before because he's wasting money at the office and driving back and forth and trying to make
who is insisting that we go back to the office? People at the very top. Why? Because they're getting nobbled by the real estate developers. Like, you don't need to build another Canary Wharf. You don't need to build another Trump Tower. I don't know what.
We have a problem in the United States right now, and especially in my state, every town has all of these giant office buildings that have not been used in 15 years. In the town that I went to school in, there's like 6 right by the highway, and they're not being used, and they haven't been used since I was in school. And this is all over the place. You see all these giant banks, all these office buildings, these are sometimes 15, 16 different stories of buildings that aren't there anymore, that aren't being used. And you ask yourself, could this be used for affordable housing? Yes. Yeah. Could this be repurposed? Even if you tear the building down, could we repurpose the land? Yes.
And what happens when these companies realize that having people in these hubs is not profitable? What do they do? Oh, they send it all off to India. So you've got a call center in India that's in like some like really low rent area. They've just got a load of phones, and these office buildings are not necessary. They look good, and you know it's nice for people to go. Oh, look at this! Oh, look at the grandeur.
People like to say, "I have a place to go. This is my office." That was the American dream in the '90s. People want to. Oh, I have a nice office. I have a home office. All these things that I have the corner office in the big office.
I have an
Yeah.
office.
You have an office in your home.
I do.
But see, you may have an office, but I have a throne.
Can I just ask someone
That's true.
I'm just gonna show this because of what we were talking about earlier about the peaks and troughs of Corona.
Are you laying down on me?
Yeah, I'm on the fucking sofa.
He's chill right now.
Chill mode.
Normally, I'm normally sat on a plastic chair in my fucking kitchen with all sorts of shit going on behind me, right? But anyway, if Brenna or Mikey, if you could bring up Worldometer's info on this is the daily news deaths in the United Kingdom. I'm going to show this to the camera.
Don't do that.
So we can
Don't do
see.
that. We're not going to be able to read it. Don't do that.
Yeah.
So
No.
what I need,
Look
Wayne,
at the graph. Look at the graph.
Wayne, just listen to me. Why can't you join the Zoom call on your tablet and share your screen?
Because I'm on my phone.
Right, but you can join the call on your tablet too.
No, no, Mikey, I can't. Because my mic and my headphones are in my phone.
We don't need to hear the graph talk. We just want to see it. It's all right. Send me the link and I'll throw it up on the screen. I'm gonna get you there, Wayne. We're gonna get there together as a team. We are gonna do this.
You're making me sound like I'm special.
You are
absolute
special to
fucking
me,
melt.
Wayne. You are special
All you
to
need
me.
to do is go to worldometers.info. Find it yourself, you prick. Fuck's sake, I've got to do all the heavy lifting here.
From the couch. Can you do heavy lifting from the couch?
Yeah, to be fair, this new iPad with a case on it is a pain in the ass.
So what's the link again?
He's starting to feel that sandwich,
Worldometers,
y'all.
Of course, can you not
Worldometers.
talk over the link? Go ahead, Wayne.
worldometers.info.
I'm gonna get a virus. I can feel it. Worldometer is not a thing.
That's right there. Worldometers.info.
But say it in English and not British.
World. Very good.
World.
Mikey, I would fucking strangle your pencil neck if you was there.
Yeah, but you're not.
World.
Yes.
O.
Oh.
Meters.info.
All right. And what am I looking at?
Right, you're looking at coronavirus cases in Britain, and you can see how our graph has gone up and down, and you can cross-reference that with yours.
I've seen a lot of numbers. I'm not seeing any graphs.
Well, scroll down there, you prick.
Currently doing that. All right. This is bringing us to a screeching halt, which is why I didn't want to do it.
I'm just showing you. Look, it's right there. Look.
Go ahead. Just hold it up. Just hold it up. There we go. Doorknob Head has so graciously placed the website in there so if everybody wants to take a peek. Take a peek.
There you go.
Speaking of negativity,
Where's your turn?
he is indisposed at this point. He's indisposed. We're not sure where he is.
I know where he is.
Probably carving out some large tree trunk into some boat to take over the neighboring village. I'm not sure. Something.
I know. I know where he is.
So
Oh, mate, my
Speaking
neighbour. Fucking hell.
Speaking of positivity, did everyone see the amazing doctor that Trump has been defending? She is a treat, a delight, a pleasant force on this planet. I think we should all just give her flowers today. Like, this is her day. We're here for you.
Here's her flowers.
Doctor Emmanuel. Gee.
All of you stop that. She does not get praise. And anyway.
Just because you like having sex with demons, Brenna, doesn't mean that all the rest of us can't clap for the lady.
Look, some of us have hobbies.
Oh, man.
Just because Nosferatu has had his way with you.
Alien DNA.
Yeah, the vaccines. If you guys aren't aware, I will post.
God.
I will post the link to her. I won't, because it gets taken down everywhere, and we probably don't want to be directly associated with her.
I'm going to comment on this one.
Brenna and Damien are currently like this.
Flying scissors from across the room.
Yeah, as soon as you get done, I'm going to comment on this. This is ridiculous.
Go ahead, Cortez.
All right. I'm not even taking my hat off for this one because I have my headphones on. But trust me, if I didn't have
I was going to say, you got headphones on.
I'd be taking my hat off for this one, because this one is just one of those things where it's like, what else is new in 2020? So we have an accredited virologist that has been discredited by far right-wing media, and the president himself.
Not Dr. Fauci.
Yes, we're talking about Dr. Fauci, who has dedicated his life to solving infectious disease issues.
He's so smart.
And one of the lead doctors in the United States on containment as well as treatment. And now we have this person who no one ever met or known before, who just happens to be another one of Trump's black ladies who follow him, talking about alien DNA, chimeras, demon birth, and sex demons that come to get you in your sleep. So we're talking about succubuses and incubuses in your sleep that have babies with people. And
succubus.
And we're talking and hydrochloroquine that President Trump says that he uses on a daily basis. I'm taking one right now. See? Hydrochloroquine, real good. Mm-hmm.
It's tremendous.
Virus free.
There's a cure for corona. I don't know if you guys knew that, but she solved it. There's a cure.
Yeah, just don't get it.
No, she said you guys to take hydroxychloroquine, Wayne. She cured it.
I had 4 of them.
Why doesn't everyone just listen to her? And there's our guest, Breezy. How are you?
I'm finally free.
Bro, chimeras?
Finally free. Where's
DNA? Seriously?
What did I miss?
Chimeras.
We're
Start
talking,
over.
All right, guys. Thank you to our Patreon support. No, I'm just kidding. We're on to the topic of our favorite doctor. No, our favorite doctors. Ooh, Ben podcast. Longtime listeners, who's your favorite doctor? Dr. Emmer or Dr. Tobias?
Oh, are we gonna start a fight?
We're not gonna start that
I
fight.
think we're gonna start a fight. Doctor.
Oh,
you can only say
start
one.
that fight.
Well, here we'll do. What is it? Fuck, marry, kill. Fuck, marry, kill for Emma, Tobias, and Landon.
No, only Jartan can do that.
I'm going with Dr. McCoy.
I'm gonna hang out with him, okay? Well, what I'm gonna do is, for all of you day 1 listeners, I should say day 0 listeners, because
Doorknob says Dr. Seuss.
Right? For all of our day 0 listeners, we have one of our very first guests and co-hosts back with us again. Their life has allowed them to partake in the Ben podcast. Before we had a name, it wasn't the Ben podcast. It was just a bunch of blokes. But we have Breezy back.
No, a bunch of humans.
Welcome back, Breezy.
Hey, thank you.
Even if Wayne doesn't remember you, me and Mike can still.
Oh,
Double
boom.
take.
It was the sandwiches. That's all.
Yeah, you can't mash your
Oh,
food, dude. That's
yeah. You don't get to do that.
I
yeah. I
haven't eaten
support
the
what
sandwich.
Cortez is doing to you right now because that is fucked up. You didn't give us shit.
I didn't get a sandwich.
I'm hungry. But Breezy, what we're talking about.
You know what? I'm not even sorry.
Oh, see, that's how you know a true villain when you see it. We're talking
Not
about
even
Trump's
sorry.
favorite new doctor, Dr. Emmanuel, who needs to actually I'm glad we brought this up because I know you love having sex with demons.
Whoa!
I know for a
He
fact.
already did that with me.
No,
We talking about my baby daddy now? Is this podcast? What we what we talking about for real? Is this an ambush?
This is not an ambush. This is an intervention.
I am not having any more
Oh, that's good.
baby daddies, so no more demons, I guess.
She says that when people masturbate, they are inviting demons into that sexual encounter. And she also says that hydroxychloroquine cures COVID. Cures it with some zinc and some other bullshit, she said.
This went from 0 to 60 very fucking quick.
That's how I go.
Yeah.
That's how I go.
Okay.
But Breezy, your president has supported this woman.
Who's president? My
Your
president?
president, you sex demon loving son of a.
Your president.
Wow.
Okay. So he's supporting this.
Yes,
Yes.
that's his girl.
Mike, didn't you have
You
the
surprised?
screenshot that you were going to post up for us?
I actually have the video, right?
Brennan, should we go to another room?
Yeah, seriously.
The only reason I'm so aggressive with Wayne, get back in here. Or no, it's Cortez. The only reason I can be so free and unencumbered when talking to Breezy is because we know each other from high school. So she knows it's all good. I'm not that big of a dick.
Oh, 2 seconds.
I will share screen. This bad boy right here. It's gonna fuck up my layout. Fix that because it doesn't like when you move the screen around. One moment, everybody.
Ah.
We're all black screened. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work. We will do this guy. I will post the link down below, and I'll do a pause screen for us. Okay. The link for this video is right here. You guys can check this out. Just open a new tab. Don't click off of the show. All right, and here is your boy, Cortez, your boy. Defending.
I don't know.
Something that you said is a great doctor. In that video that you retweeted last night said that masks don't work and there is a cure for COVID-19, both of which health experts say is not true. She's also made videos saying that doctors make medicine using DNA from aliens and that they're trying to create a vaccine to make you immune from becoming religious.
Well, maybe it's the same, maybe it's not, but I can tell you this. She was on air along with many other doctors. They were big fans of hydroxychloroquine, and I thought she was very impressive in the sense that from where she came, I don't know which country she comes from, but she said that she's had tremendous success with hundreds of different patients, and I thought her voice was an important voice, but I know nothing about her.
Masks don't work.
Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Last week you said
Go ahead.
masks. Last week, well, real quick. Last
Okay,
week you said
thank you very
masks
much,
just
everybody.
because-
Thank you.
You said masks do work.
Take your ball and go
You said your
home.
retweets.
Take your ball and go home. As soon as people start actually asking him questions, it's time to
Gotta get up out of there.
take your ball and go home. Boy, oh boy, where to begin? Brenna, you're a scientist. How effective is hydroxychloroquine in the treatment of COVID-19? Muted.
I'm not a scientist. We actually do have We do actually have two very good doctors who are friends of the show. I would like
Dr. Emma and Dr. Tobias.
I
Dr.
would
Lynch.
like to refer to them. From my understanding, from what I have heard from our doctor friends, is that hydrochloroquine does not work.
What?
But I would like to refer to them. I am not an expert.
Can I say this really quick?
Yeah, Dr. Brenna is finished. Go ahead.
I'm going to say this.
I'm not a doctor. I have a master's.
When
Can we all be doctors?
they asked him this question a while back
What about
about
Dr.
preventative medicine, and there's no evidence that hydroxychloroquine is a preventative medicine for people who are going to contract coronavirus. There's no proof that taking hydroxychloroquine, if you're not sick, will stop you from getting sick.
I think I believe what is said about hydrochlor blah blah blah
Hydroxychloroquine.
is that if you already take it, if you already have coronavirus and you already take it, that it actually will make things worse. That's from what I've
There's
heard.
heart issues. What I understand.
Yeah. That is what I understand from it. That's the worst part about it is if you have coronavirus and you're taking the hydrochloroquine, that it actually makes things worse. Which coronavirus is still bad. It's still killing people.
We just talked about one of them in particular. Cortez, you were going to say?
We could talk about several others that have come up, but
Yeah. So talking along with that, if it works, and all these people who have had access to it, especially people in the GOP who are dying from this, why aren't they taking it too? Why is it not curing them? Why didn't President Trump send his doctors to go save Herman Cain, who's been a member of the Republican Party for all of these years?
Oh, you think Trump's Republican?
They say
Trump's
he's the head of that party.
I think
He's a
he
weather
wants to
vane.
be a dictator, but that's just my personal opinion.
Trump will go in whatever way the wind blows.
One of my favorite
Fact.
lyrics. Anyway, the wind blows. Doesn't really
Nothing
matter.
really matters anymore.
No.
I mean, on top of it, so I want to shift this just a little bit because I think that we have exhausted coronavirus. I'm going to bring up,
Let the guest talk and then shift it.
yeah, that's what I'm shifting it to the
Okay.
guest. President Trump announced that that the people who live in suburban neighborhoods are safe from low income housing, and that's not going to happen anymore. That he's not going to allow these low income housing agencies to build homes for people who are less fortunate than their suburban dream, the suburban American dream, as he coined it. Can we please say that unequivocally that we all are in agreement that this man is a blooming bigot?
Oh, yes.
There was
I
any
agree.
doubt.
I
Hang
agree.
on a minute. Trump. That mate, he's a Marxist socialist. Look at him. Bless him. We've got to give money to everyone.
It's just so blatant and it's so obvious that it's just hard to even speak on it sometimes. Like, does anyone else see this? Does anyone else see what's happening, what he's saying, what he's doing, how he is, what his character is, and I don't know. It's been a joke to me from day one. Like, even him becoming president, I just couldn't even believe it, and I just wished that I could just let these 4 years go by without having to talk about him so much, without him doing so many things and saying so many crazy things that we had to actually acknowledge and drop our, jaws in awe at the audacity, but we couldn't because we had to. We had to notice it because it's so blatant. I don't even know what to say about that. That's Trump.
And
It doesn't surprise me.
And you bring up something good as well in that someone, friend of the show, Steve McCrae, his show Over and Under, the Australian portion of that show. It's an American and an Australian. He's like, well, the left doesn't really do themselves any good by bringing him up all the time. And I'm like, he's doing a lot of bad.
Yeah.
It's like the boy cried wolf. It's like, it's not the boy cried wolf. There's just 30 wolves. Like, what am I supposed to say if there's 30 wolves? Just, I'll wait for the big wolf to show up. So these are
Nothing.
These are all problems. This is all very problematic. And I think I agree that, yeah, we all kind of get that Trump fatigue from time to time. It's like, what did he say now? Son of a bitch. I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Because we
But it's
can't
almost
be
like
outraged.
desensitizing.
Yeah, it is. For sure it is. And that's
Yeah.
kind of his shtick. Is he puts so much bullshit out there
Yeah.
that you can't pick one thing to be angry about, because if you try to pick the one thing and then stand on that one thing,
Something
he comes
else.
out with 10 more of them. You're like, I had no idea I had to fucking have the stamina for 10 more. Yes, Wayne.
I have a thesis.
Oh shit. Everybody buckle up.
Yeah. I blame Obama.
Shut up. Shut up, Wayne.
No,
Okay.
no. Hear me out. Hear me out.
I'm gonna
Hear
fight
me
you
out.
now. Pencil neck and
Yeah.
all. It's gonna be a fucking
Ugh.
scrap.
Come
Come
on, let's do
on.
it. No. I blame Obama. And I'll tell you why I blame Obama. Because Obama proved that you don't have to be middle-aged and white to be president. And then everyone was like, no, the status quo is you have to be white, middle-aged, and authoritarian to be president. This is how it's always operated. And it was literally like a massive pendulum swing back. So everyone was like, yes, we can. And
Si se puede.
yeah, all that nonsense, right? So all these people that were like happy in the status quo were like, hang on a fucking minute, this brown fella's got in charge. We can't fucking have this. We need to have the antithesis of what he stands for against him. We have to have the anti-Obama. We have to have everything that is anti-Obama in charge now. And that's why you got Trump. Because people were like, oh shit, we got a little bit cushy, like a little bit comfy. And now we've let one of that lot get in charge. No, we can't have that. So you have to have the direct opposite. And we have the same with Boris over here. It's
Oh,
fucking,
Boris.
oh, he's a proper cunt.
That's my best friend. I love Boris. He's great.
Hello. I'm raising my hand.
Yes, Miss Brenna.
I've been waiting.
Oh, Dr. Brenna. I apologize.
Sorry,
No,
Dr. Brenner.
I'm
Dr.
not a
Brenner.
doctor. Okay, so we
I'm
were.
not calling you Massa Brenna. You better relax.
I was hoping.
HR.
Yeah. Dr. Emma, help me.
She's a doctor. Jeez, people. Okay.
Call her Massa Brenna.
Sorry. Brenner, continue. Sorry, we apologize.
Thank you. So we were talking about being outraged about Trump's racism, sexism, homophobia, anti-immigration, whatever.
Ableist.
Whatever happens to be that minute's subject. The reason why we cannot continually be outraged is because that's exactly what he wants his supporters to look at our outrage.
Yeah.
Because then they know exactly how to push the buttons. So if he says something racist and we go all crazy, they're going to be like, well, they're just being hypersensitive about it. He's trying to push us, the anti-Trump people, our buttons, so that his supporters can then go back and push our buttons. And it's a cycle. And this is what he has conditioned his people to do. Is that it's now just it's he says it, they absorb it, they turn around, turn it out on us.
Can I give an antidote to that?
Absolutely.
So
Massa
when
will allow it.
shut the fuck up, Mikey. Just for once in your life, shut the fuck up.
That's never going to happen no matter what.
Right. Now this is something that really annoys people when they're really angry and emotional. Just say the words why or who. Because when you ask them why, they have no answer. It's normally, because it is. Okay, then explore that. But why? But why? But why? And then they get more frustrated because they realise that their answer is based in emotionalism and nonsense. Because when you go, why, they then have to question their own beliefs. And when you ask people to question, like religious people, when you ask them to question their own beliefs, they haven't got an answer. That's based in logic or reason. Their answer is based in emotionalism. And when you start to make them wobble, they then attack. So whenever anyone says to you, President Trump's the best. Oh, why?
Even these B words with President Trump today.
Be that little kid. Be that little kid that goes, ask why? Because as a parent, when your kid asks you why and you don't know the answer, you go, because I said so.
Well, as a parent, I can tell.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm not a parent.
I was a parent.
No.
And
force someone to think.
Yeah, you're forcing people to think. You're making people think because
It's called the Socratic method.
Yes, it is.
Today, during the
It's
eulogy
important.
and speech that President Obama gave, yes, he's President Obama. For those of you who didn't know, he was so eloquent in his speech patterns.
I just called him B.
He spoke to the people about what we are fighting for, and I'm going to say that one of the notes that he hit was the fact that the American dream is not limited to people with money. It's not. What John Lewis fought for, what countless others have fought for, and what we continue to fight for today is a level playing field. That's what we're looking for. A level playing field, true equality, and fairness. When you remove the people's ability to be put into positions, or I should say, to be put into places where they can thrive at, for example, if you go to a suburban area and they have more jobs for people, and people are able to get more jobs, are able to have more money, they're able to improve their economic footprint and standing in the United States. If you say that they can no longer do that, then they're stuck in places to where they have liquor stores on every corner, where there is not adequate health care, where the schooling is not adequate. You're taking their ability to build for themselves away. When you're closing out the factories, when you're closing out when all of them are moving towards rural areas because of the property tax in the city, you're allowing the towns in the cities to gentrify, buy them back at a high rate, build condos that are 500,000 plus that people can't afford, and these people are in place. So you don't want them living in the suburbs. You don't want them living in the cities. Why won't you say how you really feel? You don't want them to live.
Can I just stop you there? Have you heard of the monopoly theory?
Point out that was my nail. That was the nail that I was driving home, but it's okay.
Have you heard of the monopoly theory?
I don't like people with monocles, so.
I don't trust
monopoly theory.
Prejudiced.
Right.
Anybody can do this all day. Something wrong with you.
Right.
How did
So
they get them to stick up there?
They squint the entire time.
Weird.
The monopoly theory. So we can all play a game of Monopoly, right? And we all start on the same square. But everyone goes around and buys up Park Lane, Mayfair, Leicester Square, all that. And then you introduce new players. When you introduce new players, they all have to work on the same.
Yes, they have to start from square zero.
The rules are the same, but all these other people have already bought up.
They don't even get a square. They have to start on the corner of the map and then move their way up to the square.
Yeah. So you might land on Park Lane and have to pay £500 rent, but you can't pay that because you were just brought there.
You can't take the property if you can't pay the rent.
Exactly.
So this being said, I had a recent conversation with our esteemed friend Breezy here about why she will not move her children in areas where it is predominantly not black?
Why?
Well, I've been there myself. There's, growing up in as the only black kid makes you feel a little too different to a point where you question yourself. There's different cultures, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with having different cultures, but not being around anyone that understands the same culture as your own. It can make you insecure in a lot of different ways. Standards of beauty, and just the racism in general. There's a lot of different reasons why I wouldn't. I just didn't like the experience that I had. I just, to be honest with you, it was just completely racist. No one quite understood me. I'm pretty reasonable, even as a kid. It wasn't like I was from the ghetto or whatever that is.
Well, how did being biracial affect this?
Am I being interviewed right now? No.
Yes.
You
are.
Yeah, you are.
Being biracial. Well, the thing about me and me being biracial is that my complete culture is African American. I don't know a single white person or any other culture. I don't know anyone in my family who is not black or mixed.
Time out.
So
you said race previously when you said black, but then you said culture. So I think that's a very important distinction that a lot of people don't understand. Is that
let's say both. So
there's black and white people, and then there's black and white culture, and they're not
culture, right? And it was both. So I grew up with black culture, and I also didn't know anyone of any other race other than black in my family. That's a long story on how it got that way, But I guess for me, I always knew what I was. I'm black. I always acknowledged the fact that I was mixed, the fact that I am mixed. But, when you get to an all-white neighborhood, some of these kids are probably, at that point, had never even probably seen a black person face to face, So there were just a lot of stigmas, a lot of stereotypes that were just automatically thrown at me. I look like every black person that they've seen on TV. Just a lot of different, things in that sense. But then in the black neighborhoods, sometimes you're not black enough. I didn't get that as much, because people just.
Can I just interject as a mixed person myself? This is where the confusion lies, because you're saying this is what people expected me to be, so this is what I am.
Uh-oh, I smell an after show.
This is great for the after show.
I ain't having that. Because
what are you saying? What are you saying that I'm saying?
I hate being told who I am. I hate being told who I am. And I will never be told who I am. Because me and Mikey, we've gone through this before.
Uh-huh.
Like, I pick up a guitar. Oh, you're not supposed to pick up a guitar. You're supposed to be put in this box. No, I ain't fucking fitting in that box because I want to be me. Don't tell me who I am because of the amount of melanin in my skin. Do not tell me who I am. Do not fucking tell me who I am.
I'm gonna hop in here for just a slight second. And we're gonna end the Bins show for this week, and then we're gonna go
on a cliffhanger.
And then we're gonna go into
catch us on Patreon at the Bin Podcast.
We're gonna go into the after show, which is only gonna be on Twitch. So you need to go to twitch.tv/the Bin Podcast to come check this out. We're gonna continue the discussion. I actually wrote down the spot that the point that Bowen was making so that we can continue in the same spot. But thank you everybody. And Facebook, YouTube, Periscope land. Love you guys. Miss you guys. And
what I'll be doing on Periscope.
God says right up.
We will see you guys next week. But if you want to catch the rest of today, you're gonna have to go on over to Twitch. You feel me? Music.
Oh yeah.
Begin.
Fireworks.
Explosions. Entitled
It's about to get lit on Twitch.
lit on Twitch.
Oh gosh.
You guys in about 30 seconds.